Could we recite the four-way test of Rotary together? The four-way test of Rotary of the things we think, say, or do. Number one.
Is it the
truth?
Number two.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Number three.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
And number four.
Is it beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you. I'm just going to mute everyone right now. Just going to mute everyone now. This past week, we've had some sobering news that has caused flags to fly at half-mast, caused people to wear orange. I'm wearing an orange shirt this morning. I think as Rotarians that we need to consider and reflect this morning, and as individuals. I'm going to share with you a couple of things here. This is from Rotary International. The core values of Rotary include diversity, equity, and inclusion. And as a global network, we strive to build a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change. Rotary values diversity, celebrates the contributions of people of all backgrounds, regardless of their age, ethnicity, race, color, abilities, religion, socioeconomic status, culture, sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity. Something we share as Rotarians. Next, I'm going to share with you, without comment, 4 pictures. I think as individuals, we don't need to, I choose to, I'm asking us as Rotarians to consider picture from the archives from the front of the Kamloops Indian Residential School. A picture of the Kamloops Residential School, Indian Residential School as it sits today. Another couple of archives photos. And a reflection. Sometimes it's hard for us with privilege and with some of our values and what we've historically thought or considered. But during these times, I think as Rotarians and as individuals, we need to reflect and we need to understand. Thank you for taking the time. I listened to an article on CBC News as I was driving yesterday, and it just brought it home to me in some very factual ways that sometimes it caused me to reflect, and I thought I would share that. It's a personal reflection, but I do believe as Rotarians, we need to have that. Next, I'm going to share our Rotary moment. It's sort of a rehash of last week, if I may. Not a rehash, but just it has a little bit of a weather connotation. And this is snowflakes in August over Lake Okanagan. And it's a, you'll see what I have here in a minute, if I can find it without too many commercials. Here we are. This will probably end up with some commercials, but this is Okanagan snowflakes. It'll make sense if it comes out. Probably going to be an ad. I can't avoid that. I don't know how to do it. We got 12 seconds. I'm sorry. Everything comes with commercials these days. Unless you're smarter than me. Computer. Go fishing. There it is.
It's mid-August, but snowflakes were soaring over the Okanagan today. The group of retired pilots took to the sky in formation in hopes of bringing a smile to a few faces today.
We're all from various backgrounds. We've got corporate pilots, we've got bush pilots, we've got private pilots, and they all do this for fun. I was in the Air Force for 25 years, flew fighters, trainers, and helicopters, and then I got out and went corporate flying for Aviation Department down east, the Irving organization, and then I was with Transport Canada for 6 years.
8 planes took off 2 by 2, soaring from the Vernon Airport to Kelowna, over Okanagan Lake in 2 diamond formations and back again.
It keeps your mind sharp because you have to be aware of where you are in the formation and aware of the other formation that you may be joining up with. It's fairly demanding and it's a great deal of fun.
Each and every plane in the snowflakes was built and customized by the pilots that fly them.
Since I started doing formation flying, that there's an awful lot of people who like to look up and see a bunch of airplanes together in the sky. They find it exciting, so we're happy to provide that.
When the snowflakes aren't flying, you can usually find them at their home base, the Vernon Flying Club, where the group gets together for coffee every day. Sydney Morton, Global News, Vernon.
So that's a news. John sent me that. That was John Swallow, who was a guest on our program last week. For those of you that have that joined us in this meeting a little late, I shared with some of the early attenders that last week's program with John Huscroft and John Swallow was uploaded to our YouTube, and we've had 77 views in the last 6 days since it was posted. Johnny must have his family watching it, I guess. I don't know, but maybe there's public with whatever. All of it is good publicity. What else we got here? Okay, as we move forward, did I have something else in the background there?
A collaborative push to clean up remote
I
areas
do.
of BC's coast by boat tour, an effort that's helping operators put out of work by the pandemic stay on the water. For more on who is behind the collective effort and how it's going, we're joined by Scott Benton of the Wilderness Tourism Association.
Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Jennifer.
So can you tell us what is the main push behind this initiative?
Well,
It's just bad management by me. Let me just get rid of this if I can. Here we're back. Okay, sorry about that. On my agenda, district business. Anyone that's been in this chair knows that around this time, head office, District Rotary International sends out a plea reminding Rotarians that it is the end of the Rotary year, and if they wanted to top up their giving, particularly to the foundation or to your local club. This Rotary Club, since I've been involved, has made this a personal choice and has not done a large campaign, but I thought it appropriate that we just share with you that the district and Rotary International is reminding Rotarians that they have a personal opportunity, no formal obligation of giving to the foundation, giving to your local club, and it is a personal choice. I leave it at that. Next, this morning, it is a business meeting, and we have a number of items, some announcements, some reflections, and I'm going to start with Rick Minicello. Rick is going to give us the financial report and I will try and find it for him and put it up on the screen. So Rick, if you could open your mic and tell me what I have here. This is the project account. Which one do you want, club or project? Rick, I need to unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry, Dave.
It
What I'd
says-
like is the club account.
Okay, it says sharing is paused. Bring your shared window to the front, okay? I don't know how to do that. Whoops. What can you see, Rick?
Well, I can see the project fund.
Okay, then
I'll start with the project fund.
no,
Dave.
hold it. Then let me stop the share and start. Oops. Rick, start your report and I'll find it.
Okay.
I apologize. This is oh,
That's all right. So our project fund, at the beginning of the year, we had, how much did we have in there? $55,065. And to May 31st, which was yesterday, we had donations of $8,635. We had some Drive for Rotary funds come in, $450. Had a couple $100 of interest. The firewood project brought in $10,955 for total revenue of $20,253. We had some sundry expenses, office and supplies and things of $738. We had Citizen of the Year expenses of $717, which was exactly the same as it was the prior year. And we had a $1,000 donation to the Creston Valley Rod and Gun Club, which we just did recently. We had $1,000 go to the Creston Ministerial Association, $250 to PCSS for sports, $2,500 for bursaries, $500 to the Legion, $5,000 for the Wendell community for the swing set, and $29,000, which makes up, actually it was $20,000 for the regional district, $5,000 for the Angel Flight, and $4,000 for the Rotary Club of Nelson for the Honduras Water Project. So those all add up to $40,114. So we've drawn down our project funds by $20,600 for the year, leaving $34,466. On our club funds, membership dues were $5,500, up $100 from the prior year. Our meal revenue is, we haven't been eating well this year. We've only had $638 compared to $5,000 the prior year. And our fines, maybe I should go on a big fine bin today. It's $948 versus $2,156. And then we had on our Rotary, the clothes and things, we had a net loss of $500, but I think we still have some inventory. And for expenses, we've got RI dues of $3,200, District 5080 dues of $2,870, meal costs of $562. So we actually made a little bit of money on that this year. It's usually a loss. The pets conference, 1314. I think that's pets and conferences. I don't think it's all just pets. Website, Club Runner, and Zoom was $759. It's a little bit of bank charges, $10, and $13 office supplies. So we had a net deficit of $2191, which compared to last year was a deficit of $5,000. So we have a club surplus at the end of the year of $54.90, and our total in the bank as of yesterday, including outstanding checks, was $39,956. So that these reports that Al did on his Excel spreadsheet have it going back to 2013. That's the lowest we've been over the whole time. There was a year in 2016 that it was 40,147. So we have drawn down our cash significantly, but hopefully with our fundraising in the summer, we can replenish those funds. So have we got any questions or comments?
Greg Baker has a question. Unmute, please, Greg. Unmute, please, Greg.
Rick, have we got any commitments to against the 34,000 in project funds?
I think I thought there was one commitment that we had.
Bursaries?
Yeah, well, there'd be about 2,500 bursaries that or what were we doubling it? It was,
we did 3,000 in bursaries, correct, Rob?
So there's no big,
Correct.
there's no big amounts that we are going to be paying out of that.
I can't recall any, but Casey?
I didn't hear mention of the commitment to taps on the pavilion.
Oh, that is the one that we have.
We have 3,000 in bursaries that we have committed for this year. I'm not sure if we had some held over, Rob. I can't remember if someone did a year wait.
There hasn't been no requests about their layovers.
Okay, so, but is there any that we have a commitment to and that they have not cashed in on?
I believe Dagnott did not cash in on theirs, but have not heard anything from them.
Ashley Daniel, okay, there's one. There's a possibility of of 4,000 in bursaries. That we are still outstanding with our check to TAPS. We have yet to arrange for that payment, so we were probably at $6,000 of things. There was one other commitment we made, Rick, and I meant to look at it. We did that Rolo Hippo.
Oh, we did too.
$1,000, I think. So I think there's probably out of project funds $7,000 that we have committed. And so subject to that, any other questions on the financial statement?
Sorry, Dave. So we've got about 27,000 then that we haven't. Is that right, Rick?
Yes, that would be my math.
Okay, thank you.
I'm on the club fund, but yeah, it's in that neighborhood. We've got 34, so yeah, 27.
Any other questions for Rick? Gary Fuhrer?
In the past, Al brought up $100 to the foundation that was paid by the club per member. When was the last time we did that? Have we done it within the last year or?
Yeah, it was done at the beginning of the year.
Okay, thank you.
And thanks, Gary. Any other those payments to the foundation that the club does gives us what we have used for Paul Harris credits in the past, and that we did with Al's last one, and as we rolled them out this last year. Any other comments on the financial statement? Questions? Thank you. Next on the agenda. Yes, Scott, I am going to try, like I tried with Rick, to put that document up for you. Let me just find it. Scott Veach has been working on membership, as you all know. And I have asked him to get a document that we can put on the front page of our website that is easy to download and print and encourage people to do. So let me try and share the screen. Scott, unmute yourself and just let me find this first. Scott's Rotary file, just a sec. Here it is. This is it right here. Can you see? Whoops, let me see. Can you see this now?
Yes.
Okay, let me make it bigger. Okay, it looks like it's coming up at 2 pages. I'll get this smaller. Dave Handy talking. Okay, Scott, go ahead.
Not seeing anything on the screen on mine yet.
Can anybody else tell me what they're seeing on their screen?
Blank.
Okay, let me go back and
Just go to the regular size tape.
Yeah. The first one was good enough.
We get Casey to put his Ben Franklin glasses on.
Hey,
That's because you're so wise.
okay, can you
Here.
see now?
yes, that's fine.
And it's
Okay.
clearer.
Okay, let me just make it a little bigger. And okay, what I asked Scott to do was to put together an application form that would have a link from our website to our website. And this is what he came up with. Scott, could you just explain what you've done here?
Well, I merged some different application forms from different clubs to try to find one that was comprehensive but not too complicated. So this has been circulated to the executive a couple times, and then David and I met last week to do some further editing. And I think this form encompasses lots of what we're trying to achieve. It'll be good for one of our members to propose a new member or a candidate, and it also gives the club the process for the protocol and approving and noting a new member and the status sort of during the process. So hopefully it's encompassing enough. If you guys have any comments or concerns, let us know. We've also done a mentoring program.
Can we just stay with this one here first, Scott?
Yeah,
I'll
let me
just
finish.
add-
Let me finish, please.
Yeah.
We've also done some additional things, and those are deferred to a later date.
Okay, I just want to go back to this form. What Scott has done with this form, and I'm very grateful for the effort and time, and I thank him for that and for his committee that started this process. But this is basically an opportunity for you as a club member to sponsor a member. The form basically lays out the procedure in a very simplified form, and then talks about the commitment that Rotary will be asking of a new member. And so I don't think we need a motion to this, but I'm just going to advise that this form will be accessible on the front page of our website once it gets to Howard and he puts it into a format that you can download this form, make a copy of it, sponsor a member, and the process is there all in one. Now Scott talked about a mentoring program that is going to be deferred. That committee and Scott in particular have done an incredible amount of work on putting together what a mentor's role is and what the member's role is. And I think we're still rolling that out, but this one will be going up on our website hopefully this week. Any questions?
One more comment. I want
Yes,
the
please.
form. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
I want the form to be available to other clubs, because when I was sort of looking for different things to review, some of the clubs had copy protected their stuff, and in a perfect world, I'd like to share with other Rotarian clubs so that they can use our work, our efforts too, because it's and maybe they can come up with better ideas. But certainly on their website, I don't want it copy protected.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on this? I'm having problems. Look, boy, any questions? I don't see any.
I think
hands
it looks
like-
good.
Okay. let me just stop that share and go back. I'm going to just find one more document here, Scott, that I would like to just comment on during this membership discussion. And I'll see if I can find it. Whoops. This is a form. I will just make this a little bigger. Can people see this form?
Yep.
Okay, this is a form that we have adapted with Creston Rotary Club and Rotary Club of Creston, which basically is in much more detail a new membership application procedure. Scott has revised this. I'm going to ask that this also be included on the front page of our website. It basically talks about when a member believes someone has an interest, you invite that person to meetings, you pay for their lunch or your breakfast, and then it goes through how a proposal is made, how it goes through the secretary with no objections, through the executive, and back to the membership process. And it also includes this commitment to Rotary. We're mooching this off from the Creston Rotary Club, but Scott has this. I just don't have this one in the format for our club today. So this will also go to Howard, and Howard will have this as a second link on the front page of our website. Any questions on that?
Just that we should insert Valley in there when you.
Oh, no, I said Scott has the form all done up with us. This has been a crazy couple days, and I'm just trying to, we will not be changing our name to the Creston Rotary Club or the Rotary Club of Creston. We are the Creston Valley Rotary Club. We've worked hard to stand up for that. Any other questions on that membership application or that process? It's just one of the things as we went through this year, when we tried to find membership application forms, we were scanning them and they were in a pile somewhere in our stuff. And I thought we as a club needed to centralize that and give all of our members better access to it. So it has been done, and we will then move on. Scott, anything else you would like to add on membership?
Yeah, one more comment. Given that I'm fairly new to the club, Dave and I are also working on the member handbook, the new member handbook, so that somebody comes to the club, they can look at this sort of, pardon the expression, the old days, the encyclopedia. But I don't have enough sort of knowledge of the history of the club. So I would ideally like someone to volunteer to help me with that, 20 lines.
There is a booklet. I think Bill Pfeiffer is the one that probably has the best history on that.
Where's Pfeiffer? Is he around?
With Jack Wiggin as president, and goes through, has pictures, has lists of the members and the officers of each one. That probably needs to be digitalized. And that is something that the membership committee next year would be a nice little project to work on, along with promoting the club and promoting membership. Any other comments on that history? Scott was quite liberal with saying that he and I are working on it because he is, I'm not. Anything else, Scott, to add on membership?
I just don't see any hands to say that they'll help me with that paragraph. So am I going to designate Bill Pfeiffer?
No, you and Bill will work on it. Bill will show you the form. It's in my.
Okay, no, that's cool. I just don't want to be remiss.
I'm trying to find the book. There's as usual, I'm not that good with my filing.
Don't worry about it. With that, we got an understanding.
Yeah. Okay. It will be worked on. I just want to thank Scott for taking the bull by the horns with membership this year. Just the fact that we asked a few people and a few people did join us is encouraging in this time, in a very difficult year. It's been a great start. So I hope that as we work through the end of this year and as we start next year, that we don't change the focus of membership being a very important part of our staying alive. Next, I'm going to ask that Tim Park provide us with a report on Drive for Rotary, which is in the rollout stage, and things are moving along very, very well. Thank you, Tim.
Okay, thank you, President Dave. I'm going to start off with the structure that we have for DFR this year. There's what I would call a steering committee, a core committee, and it consists of myself, of course, and Rick, who keeps our books. Everybody may not know that Drive for Rotary has its own set of books, and Rick is there for us to do that job. Dave is on the committee as president and soon to be past president. Scott Veach is on this committee, and our newest members, Aaron Gregory and Jason Meidel. The three of those folks are going to deal a lot with marketing, and in particular with the virtual marketing of our silent and live auctions. This committee strives to meet once every 2 weeks. And I will announce right now that our next meeting is going to be this coming Monday, June the 7th at 5:30 p.m. 5:30 in the afternoon is the time when everybody can get together. And that will be our next meeting. And then I have what I would call a working committee. It's not necessary for people who are on the DFR committee to come to all the meetings. So the working committees are set up to deal with projects as they emerge. Right now, working with whole sponsor contacts are Rob and Rick, Gary Teague, Scott, Dave, and Jen. So the steering committee doesn't just steer, the steering committee works as well. I'm sorry to say that Jen is, because of work commitments, is going to have to leave this committee this year, and I want to thank her for the work that she did to get us new whole sponsors last year and to also deal with donor contacts. So Jen will be missed, and I'm going to need somebody to fill those shoes. But I will thank Jen again for the work that she did for DFR last year. Okay, DFR basically has three different stages, and I'll just run through them very quickly. We're in stage 1, which is whole sponsor contacts. There are 35 in total. And then on top of that, there are also contacts that fall into the area of donors. And that could be the 3 leaders of the RDCK, the 3 area leaders of RDCK, the mayor's office, and also some individuals. So that's what we're dealing with right now. And we're going to strive to tie this up, hopefully in June. And I'll deal with deadlines at the end of what I'm talking about here. Now, Scott has provided an opportunity for us to use his office as a drop-off for me, so I can drop the letters off to his office at reception, and people who are working to distribute those letters can pick them up there at 11 o'clock on Wednesday, this Wednesday. I may have to extend that to Thursday. I'm having a little trouble getting all this done on time because of the problems that I'm having with my neck here. And then once checks are ready to be picked up by the people who are the primary contacts, the Rotarian members who go and pick up the check, they bring it to Scott's office and drop them off at reception. Is that clear to everybody involved? So you're responsible. Yeah, Rick?
Aaron has a question.
Aaron?
I was just curious, what were you saying on for us to pick up things on Wednesday?
Yeah, you're not on that list. I'll
Oh,
talk
okay.
about you in a minute.
I have a question there.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
So you're saying picking up checks, is that it this year, that we're just doing whole sponsors
No,
then? Okay,
no, we're doing donors, and that's the next stage.
okay.
Right now, we're just working on whole sponsors.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I've asked Jason and Aaron, like they're not on the whole sponsor contact list, but I have asked them if they would look after new contacts to see if we can scare up some new business contacts in Creston that we have overlooked. And we started this in 2019, and Scott was the point man for that. And in a very short period of time, with the knowledge that he had of the community, he was able to raise in excess of $1,000 in less than a week. And so Jason and Aaron, maybe with some help with Scott, if he has the time on top of all the other stuff that he does, then maybe that group of three can make some inroads on new business contacts. And I'm going to raise that in particular with backup information at the meeting on Monday. Okay, stage 2, donors. So stage 2, the donor list is different from the whole sponsor list. Stage 2 donor lists consist of actually 76 donors in total. And what is a donor? A donor is somebody who is donating a prize, is donating in the past an item for the silent auction, such as a one-night stay and $30 spa credit at Bonners Ferry. The smaller items, gift certificates and all that sort of thing, those are donors, and we've got a lot of them. And then, while I'm finishing up whole sponsorships, I've got to start generating these contact letters for the donor list. And the donor list is going to need another set of people to be on the working committee. So I'm going to have to contact people to add into the working committee to look after stage 2 donors. I hope that's clear. It needs to be done. We need to do this by the end of July. And again, I'll talk about the deadlines in a minute. So that's stage 2, and it's devoted, the time devoted for that is June and July. And then stage 3 is promotion. And by promotion, advertising the event, signing up teams, signing up individuals, and then staging the virtual auctions in the last 2 weeks of August, or whenever Jason and Aaron decide when they want to do it. I've suggested to them that we get this done before the long weekend in September, because then it's out of the way and we don't have to think about it. And that's my suggestion to them. So I'm going to lay out a problem here for you. And the problem is that because of everything is compressed because of the timing of our virtual auctions. We had our live and silent auctions in the olden days on the day of the event, the 3rd week in September. So we've basically lost a month in preparing, doing all the hard work to prepare for stages 1 and 2, whole sponsors and donors. So it puts pressure on us. You know, it seems like we might be ahead in our work this year, but actually I think we're a little bit behind. And so I'm just going to say in advance that I hope I don't nag when it comes to getting things done, but I think we are under some pressure to turn around the cycles of these of making these contacts in our community. And then stage 4 in September is organizing the event. Always a hectic month, doing all the kinds of stuff they have to do to get ready for the day. And there's a ton of work there. And everybody always comes to step up to the plate to help. I'm gonna see how things go in June, and sorry, early June. Yes, in June, when I start generating these letters for donor letters. But I think I may need some help. I'm still having problems with my neck. I can't stay at the computer for too long. So I may need some help here. And the help would be that I would need somebody to help to format these letters. I'd split the list with maybe 2 or 3 people, format the letters, and then print them off. So I hope that's not too confusing, but that's what we're up against. Every time I make out a timeline, I am reminded about how bloody intense this event can be, particularly in the last few days or the last few weeks. And usually it's because that we are missing deadlines. And so I can't stress more than I have already about the importance of establishing these deadlines and sticking to them. So I'll take any questions that people may have. Gary?
What date again is the event being held?
It's on the 3rd week in September, as always, and I don't have it in front of me. It is the 19th.
So
yeah, September the 19th.
Thank you very much.
Week.
Bob Geddes?
Who is on the promotional committee? Do you have one yet?
We do not. I do not. You have an interest in being on that, Rob?
No. I have an interest in displaying something at the theater. I know we talked before. Maybe it's time to do it, but I'm not a artistic person to create a poster to do that. I just need somebody to create a JPEG that I can incorporate in our PowerPoint presentation and give it to the guy who does it. So if we can find somebody and start promoting it, the theater should be opening mid June or 1st of July. So we can start promoting it then.
Yeah, I'll put that on the agenda for Monday, Rob, and thank you for offering.
I think, Tim, yeah, just a quick comment on that there are many areas that we need to go. And I think our public image and tech committee will support Drive for Rotary as best we can with some of the stuff that the guys are doing with getting our presence better known on social media, which we still have to work on to make the virtual auctions work. Aaron?
I think
we need to move on right after this.
Oh, okay. I'll save it for Monday then.
Okay. Thank you,
Tim.
We are, yes, go ahead, Scott. One last.
We can do that. You can send me the digital files, Tim, and we can print everything from my office if you'd like.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's terrific, Scott. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Tim, thank you very much. You know, when we said we need 4 good guys to fill Al's shoes, Tim is that one guy that's trying to be 4 guys right now, and he's all of a sudden realizing what Al has left us with. So everyone, thank you to Tim for what he's done. I know that this has not been easy, the struggle that he's had with his neck and stuff, but moving this fast and in this organized fashion and having the structure the way we have, we're going to make this the best event ever. And so let's keep going. And when you're asked, and if you see your fellow Rotarian being asked, support them, do your job, do the deadlines. This isn't heavy lifting and this isn't hard work, but it's very rewarding for our club and for what we can do in the future. Thank you, Tim.
Welcome.
Gary Teed, a quick, Gary Teed has accepted the challenge to lead us on our highway cleanup. Gary, could you report, please? We have a few minutes as we move forward.
Yes, I went and got materials yesterday, signs and everything, and vests for protection. And I was thinking if this morning we could get out at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I know it's short notice, but that's what I.
That's impossible. It's absolutely impossible today.
Okay, then next week.
Okay, so can you set a date, Gary, and then send out a notice, and we'll see how many people.
Yeah.
So, okay. Gary has volunteered to lead, take over Bill's. Bill Pfeiffer has done this. So Gary, if you could pick a date for us, and how many people would be available after next week's meeting to do the highway cleanup? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 or 6. We may need a few more. Let's see how that works, Gary. We may have to get on a phone campaign to some of the people that aren't with us today.
Okay.
But that will be in the bulletin tentatively next week, immediately following our club meeting. We will have the highway cleanup, and that has always been a quick morning, fill a few bags with trash and interesting stuff from the ditch. And Dean, I think you might be exempt with your current condition, but you'd be welcome to come along and watch.
What I was thinking, Dave, is I could possibly drive the truck.
That would be Gary. You've got a truck driver.
Okay.
Be great to see you out, Dean. Just wonderful. Great.
Do you have the truck, Dean? Yes.
I do.
He has a couple trucks. Don't worry. And Casey, we didn't do the playground last week, but how's it going? And what's our plan for this weekend?
The latest that I have is there's no real change other than the date. It's Saturday, guys, 8 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, I can't tell you the size of nuts involved in the actual assembly of equipment. I'm assuming somewhere between a 1/2 inch to a 1 inch socket. So just bring your socket sets, and I'll throw other stuff in my pickup that I think we might be able to use. Nothing exceptional other than Lee was confirming with me on Friday that he was going to have the equipment, the actual swing set in his possession, and he was going to look into it to see that there's no surprises for us when we go.
So do we have a quick show of hands of people that are available? Looks like you've got enough wrenches to hang on to, and people, and if people don't make it, someone take your phone and take a bunch of pictures, please, if I miss it.
I just quickly add, Dave, they are going to provide a lunch, and also members who do go on site, if the assembly goes well and we have extra time and they are inclined, they can continue doing work on other aspects of the project.
Great opportunity. Casey, thank you for that. Gary, one question.
2 questions. Masks, yes, no?
I don't know what the attitude is. It's similar to the shed at the golf course. The masks were in place to begin with, and they soon disappeared. I think in an uncontrolled situation, people are more inclined, especially if they're working in a physical way, to do away with the mask. I'm not suggesting that that's the appropriate thing to do, but that's been my experience so far.
Second question, Gary.
Where is it? I don't know. Wendell.
Okay.
Wendell Community Center.
The old.
I can't hear you, Casey. Dave's interrupting.
The old Wendell School, which is right next door to the Wendell Hall.
Okay, what road is it on? I don't know Wendell.
The fire hall.
Where is the fire hall? What road? I don't know.
There's a
what-
sign that'll point to it.
Right.
You know,
I'm sure
Gary, you're
they
the
will
only
have
person in the world
signs.
that doesn't know where the Wendell Community Center is. I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm the one and only.
It is there. It'll be, you cannot
Gary,
get
when you're
lost.
going down the hill into Wendell,
Yeah,
there's a right-hand turn almost at the bottom of the hill.
yeah.
The last right-hand turn on a public road you can make before you get to the Wendell store.
Okay,
Good description.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Casey. See you all Saturday. Rotocrest Hall update. I am working with Bob Griffith, also with Heather Moore, on a letter that will be sent to the politicians. We're still finalizing that. I'm also working on the plaque and the four-way test that we hope to have on the inside, and we'll be dealing with the local management on that as we move forward. Any questions? I'll let you know. Steve, I have yet to talk to you personally. I have yet to talk to Bill Piper personally, but I feel badly of how the Rotocrest Hall and how we've been treated by RDCK around the offer for signage. And the two people that come to my mind as I feel like we've been let down are you, Steve Takis, the project manager on the original project for the Creston Rotary Club, and also Bill Piper, who brought this to my attention, along with other members. And I'm going to continue to work and do my best on behalf of the Rotary Club to see where that goes. We have a program in a couple of weeks on DAC-DB and Club Runner. Howard, I don't have any time right now, so I'll just skip that report and we'll have it. Next week's program is to be announced. If you have a fabulous program for next week or the week after, I have 2 holes right now, working to move forward on that. Jen, birthdays and anniversaries, please.
We don't have any birthdays or anniversaries. I did mention that Steve Takis' join date was June 1st of 1974 last week, so that's today. And thanks, Tim, for all the wonderful work you do on Drive for Rotary. And I will try to help as much as I possibly can. Might be in the background. And hey, Gary, maybe we need to have an office road trip. That's it.
Okay. Birthdays and anniversaries. Happy Bucks and Connections. Any special Happy Bucks and Connections? If you think that you have not contributed to Happy Bucks and you think that you want to just send a check to our treasurer and say, these are my Happy Bucks for the year, because we have been very, very, very lenient. We have not had a way, we haven't been smart enough technically from this chair. I'll accept that. When I say we, I'll say I have not been responsible enough for us to be able to collect fines on the line. But if you feel that our Rotary Club has served you well this year, you have until the end of the year that maybe you could make a donation to our club funds. If you would average, figure it out, how many dollars you would have put in, consider it as a thing. I'm going to ask that the bulletin editor send that challenge out early this week. If all of us put that into our club funds, you know it's going to go to good use. You know that as Rotarians, that is what we do. Again, it's not a club directive, and it's not your president saying you have to or should do this. It's an opportunity.
Dave?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, can we do Veach's as a drop off for checks, or should we have them mailed? What should we tell them in the bulletin?
You should tell them in the bulletin to send them. What do you think, Rick?
I think we could, I'm in the process of getting it set up so you could do an e-transfer to our email address. And the other thing that being the treasurer, I was able to put in Happy Bucks for my birthday. So one of the things you could do is look at your age, and that could be your Happy Bucks for the year.
Hey,
that would be a good fundraiser when I look at the pages here, except for Aaron and Jason.
have we ever done just to expand the opportunity here for revenues, have we ever done not happy bucks?
As in fines?
No, I have a not happy buck.
Good.
Is it called Grumpy Bucks?
we it put a lot of pressure on me this morning, Rob, I'm going to tell you. But we have a puppy, not quite a year old, golden retriever. And this puppy tore apart one of my favorite pairs of underwear.
Oh, no.
The puppy literally ate my shorts. These shorts are in shreds. They cannot be repaired. I am not happy.
Tim, I hope you weren't wearing them when he ripped them apart.
You know, that is one of the most unique, unhappy bucks we have ever heard. And I think maybe, Rob, you might want to edit that portion out of the video and of the part that's being recorded. But Rob, I think Rick has the opportunity for e-transfers. I would say send checks to our club email address if you choose to. If you do them and date them before the end of June, they will come in with this calendar year, and we will remind everyone again next week and the following week that we will try and do this as a volunteer opportunity. The challenge has been out to Rick as $1 per year for your birthdays. It means that I will be donating $75 to the Happy Bucks because that's what I'm going to turn this year. I'll leave that as a challenge. And anything else for the good of Rotary before we close off today? Howard?
Just a question. I know that the in-person meetings are going to up to 50 sometime in June. Are we looking at doing any in-person meetings before the end of the year? Perhaps down the pavilion.
Thank you for that. That was right at the back of my mind. I didn't reduce it to writing. I would like next week for us as a club, if you would all take a look at what the regulations are. We can all access the regulations. Let's take a look at them. It will be on the agenda to discuss next week. Very briefly, how do we, and I don't like these words, return to normal, because nothing will ever be normal again, but how do we return to in-person meetings, both in terms of the protocol and where, and what do we have to do to get there? I personally have not made any commitment to try and do that before the end of my year, and I think rolling it out this way. But you know, if things go fast, our installation of officers and our last meeting of this term could be an in-person meeting. We still have, that would be a month from now or 4 weeks from today, when we have our installation of our new executive and our new president, Rick Minichello, and his executive. Let's look at that. But if each one of you would take the time, go to the provincial website, what we have, and use your own personal judgment. I'd also want to consult with Leon Rogers, who was really did a lot of work with his churches and how that happens. But Howard, thank you for reminding me on that. I think that would be a realistic goal. Any other questions on that?
President Dave, just an update on the Muellers. They left Saturday morning moving themselves, and they did arrive safe and sound at their home in Corrobert on Sunday night.
Thanks, Bill. That's good. And hopefully we will continue to, maybe we will see them or see Leon, and he can give us a report. If he keeps his email and connects with us, we'll find a way to let him know that we're still meeting on Tuesday mornings by way of Zoom. Anything else for the good of Rotary as we close? Reminder that next week after next week's meeting, just when we have the highway cleanup. This Saturday, Casey, the man with the bell in his hand, has a group going out to Wendell, and we will put up some playground and anything else for the good of Rotary Day. Special thanks to Tim for the DFR. Special thanks to Scott for the background and all the work we've done with membership, and for the new faces that have joined us. And hit the bell, Casey. We got to go.
Have a good day.
Thank you all.
See you later.
See you later, everyone. Take care.